It starts at 6:40 in the morning, when you are already a few minutes behind and the day is moving faster than you are. On the way to work, you stop for coffee, still half thinking about the first meeting, the unread messages, and the fact that you should have left earlier. You order your usual drink, but right before payment, the screen offers a larger size for one more dollar. There is no real debate. The number is too small, the morning is too rushed, and the bigger cup feels like a tiny reward before the day properly begins. So you tap yes. One extra dollar is gone before your brain even treats it like spending. By the time you reach work, the coffee is on your desk, the inbox is open, and that little upgrade has already disappeared from the story of your day. A few hours later, lunch arrives as a problem to solve quickly. You are busy, hungry, and not in the mood to walk somewhere, so you open a delivery app and pick something that says $14. That number feels normal enough. But checkout tells a different story. Delivery fee, service fee, small order fee, suggested tip, maybe faster delivery for another $2 or $3. The meal that started as $14 is now closer to $24. But because the extra money is broken into small pieces, no single line feels big enough to stop the order. You do not feel like you just spent 10 extra dollars. You feel like lunch is handled. In the afternoon, the day gets heavier, and by the time work is done, the cheaper way home technically exists, but it also feels slower, more annoying, and less appealing than it did that morning. So, you open a ride app. The regular ride is one price, but the faster pickup costs a few dollars more. At that point, a few dollars does not feel like luxury. It feels like getting your evening back. You choose the faster option. At the end of the ride, the app suggests a tip, and because the default amount is sitting right there, already calculated, already waiting, you leave another couple of dollars behind. On the way home, you stop at a store for two things. The plan is simple, but checkout adds its own little traps. A bag fee, a donation prompt, a small item near the register that costs less than $2. You would never leave the house for that item, but because it is right there, because the price is tiny, and because you are already paying, it slips into the purchase without much thought. The receipt is only a little higher than expected, not enough to shock you, just enough to disappear. Now, if you lived through that day, nothing felt dramatic. You got coffee, you ordered lunch, you got home faster, you picked up a few things. There was no expensive watch, no new phone, no wild shopping spree, no one moment where you thought, I am spending too much money. But the numbers tell a different story. The coffee upgrade added $1. Lunch added around $10 beyond the price you first reacted to. The faster ride and tip added another 5 or 6. The store added a few extra dollars you did not plan for. By the end of one ordinary day, $30 can disappear without ever feeling like $30. And that is the trick. Modern spending often does not feel like one big mistake. It feels like a normal day full of small yeses. A small yes when you are tired. A small yes when you are hungry. A small yes when you are already at checkout. A small yes when the card is saved. A small yes when the screen makes the more expensive option look like the easiest one. That is why tiny payments are so effective. A big price creates resistance. A small price moves through the day quietly. If something costs $100, your brain usually stops and asks whether it is worth it. But if something costs $1, $2, or $4.99, the question often never becomes serious. The payment is too small to feel dangerous, especially when it's attached to something you already want. Companies understand this. That is why the coffee shop does not ask you to rethink the whole order. It only asks if you want the better version. The delivery app does not show the full pain up front. It lets the total grow after you are already hungry and committed. The Ride app does not sell the faster pickup as spending more. It sells it as saving time. The store places small items near the moment of payment because your buying decision is already active. The app offers premium access exactly when the free version becomes inconvenient. And the subscription keeps renewing because the easiest customer is not the one who says yes every month. It is the one who forgets to say no. The common pattern is simple. The system tries to catch you after your resistance has already dropped. You are already buying, already hungry, already tired, already tapping, already trying to finish. At that moment, the extra charge does not feel like a new decision. It feels like a small adjustment to the decision you already made. And that is the part most people miss, because your brain remembers big purchases as events, but it does not remember every little upgrade, every small fee, every default tip, every app unlock, every quiet renewal. Your bank account remembers all of them. So the useful rule is not to fear every small purchase. That would be exhausting, and it would make normal life miserable. The rule is to notice when small payments start repeating. Before you accept the tiny charge, ask one question. Is this a one-time convenience, or is this becoming a pattern? Because coffee can be worth it. Delivery can be worth it. A ride can be worth it. A subscription can be worth it. But they should be choices you actually made, not tiny yeses you gave away because the screen caught you at the right moment. The trap is not that you spent money. The trap is that the money left without ever feeling important enough to question. So the next time something says, only $1, do not just look at the dollar. Look at the moment. Look at the frequency. Look at how many times the system expects you to say yes. Because the most expensive payment is not always the biggest one. Sometimes it is the one that felt too small to matter.
It was just two lovers sitting in a car, listening to blindfolded for each other.